Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you all again. Today we'll just be doing an art stream, kind of an art stream. I want to update my card creation tool a little bit. I already worked on it a bunch last night to make the card creation process easier, but there's one final tweak that I want to make to it. So I'll do that at the beginning of the stream here. That shouldn't take more than 5 or 10 minutes. And then I think the plan is just to create a bunch of either cards or artifacts or all of the above, and basically just spend the stream creating content. There are some interesting things that still need to be done with respect to art, so maybe we'll take a look at those as well, but we'll see how much we get to in the typical 2-hour stream here. But before I get into all that, I want to remind everyone that Alchemortis is available for wishlisting. It's a dark fantasy, necromancy, alchemy themed auto battler with grid inventory management, all that good stuff. So check it out if you're interested. I've also got the Patreon if you want to support me and the project. The top tier will get your name in the Alchemortis in-game credits when the game launches. I'm considering adding some more perks to this as well, but I'm going to have to think about that some more, so I won't say any more than that, but you can consider that if you'd like. Otherwise, you can also purchase my Udemy courses. These will teach you how to build complete games in the Godot engine, complete with animations, polish, UI. Some of my courses have saving and loading, so check them out if you're interested. And of course, you can like the video, subscribe to the channel, watch my other content. You can join the Discord for free. So all those things are linked below. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we're doing. Hello, Ben. Welcome. Good to see you. DevGhost, welcome back. RN Genesis, hello, hello. Clickertail, welcome. Good morning, Ninja Link. In before the entire stream is just snail something variations. I've been discovered. I've been found out. Oh no. I'm gonna scrap the stream now. You stink. You're kind of a stinky boy. My cat is, maybe he needs a bath. Do you need a bath? Are you gross? Anyway, welcome back, High Law, by the way. Always good to see you. Snupbill, thank you for the IDR 10,000. Very much appreciate that, as always. That's very generous. Thank you so much. And look at all these yummers. We love a good yummers in the morning. Welcome back, Snupbill. Hello. Oh, did I already? Oh, hello, Asymmetrics. Welcome back. Wonderful to have you here again. Good morning, Emerson. Hello, Rin. Good to see you again. One of my friends ended up buying and playing Swordslinger because I just show for the fun. Polish and sprites do be fun. Yeah, awesome. Awesome, thank you. Yummers. Prototype done, doing art, excited to learn. Awesome. Great to hear that. 1-star Yelp review, welcome. Good to see you again. Good morning to you. Okay, cat. I gotta put the cat down. Okay. So I updated my card creation tool a little bit. This card creation tool now allows me to select a card size here with this list. And then I can, or that card will be used to create an A-sprite file with that as the background. So there's one other thing I want to do is I want to create a placeholder PNG file with the same name as the ID that I'm passing in, and then assign that to the resource. So I'm hoping that works. So what we're gonna want to do here is we copy that selected background. Yeah, so here I'm just gonna do this. We're gonna do another duraccess.copy. This is instead gonna be name.png. I think that's basically it. But then what I need to do is I need to load that. So we're gonna do set reflection dupe. What is it? Art. And we're gonna do resource loader.load, texture 2D. Where do I want to do this? I actually only want to do this. I might have to reorient some things here. Let's do this. And then I'll set the art reflection in here. Yeah. Because this whole branch will be skipped if the directory already exists. So in here, what I want to do is grab the PNG path. And then I can load the PNG path there. Okay. I hope that works. I hope that works. So we're going to start with, I'm going to create a fire arrow. So let me build first. Fire arrow for the enemy faction. I think it's going to have maybe an interesting side effect, but let's see. Let's just do one thing at a time here. Okay. So I think that built. So let's do this. Card creation tool. We're going to do a 1x1. I should probably make that bigger. Oh well, doesn't matter. Fire arrow. So I create that, boom. And now if I go into the fire arrow, where is it? F, where is F? Here it is. It did not load the art. I wonder why that is. Okay, hold on. I want to get this to work. So we're gonna, you can see that I created the A-Sprite file though. It also created that PNG. I wonder if it just hasn't been imported yet. Do I need to run an import on that first? Fire arrow. Yeah, so we're gonna get rid of all this. And I also need to remove that directory. We're gonna get it to work, hold on. I think I might need to import it first. I wonder if I can initialize an import from that. I don't know, actually. Let's delete this directory. Delete. Okay, can I do a resource importer.import? No. Resource importer. Importing images. Import. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, maybe I can't do that. Okay, let's try this instead. I'm gonna do something a little bit tricksy here. Await get tree. Oh, editor. Oh no. I guess I could just do this. Window.create tween. Can I do this? Tween. Or no, I could just do this. Window get tree, create timer. I wonder if I can just set it for like a 1 second delay. Scene tree timer, signal name dot timeout. And we can do await. Async void. I don't know if this is gonna work. Basically what I need to do is I need to, after copying this PNG file, I need to wait for Godot to import that in the background, which is why that 1 second timer is there. I have no idea if that's gonna work, but we're gonna try it. Hello V, welcome back. Good to see you. That is really cool. Yeah, I like the tool scripts. I'm making good use of them. It's time for game dev once again. Yes, welcome Jackie Daytona. All right, card creation tool. Boom. Fire, arrow, create. Ooh, it looks like it might have done the import. Let's see. It didn't work. It didn't work. What do I have to do to get this to load my... Error loading resource. I guess I could check the error. I'm assuming it's because it thinks it doesn't exist. Let's try a higher wait time. We're just gonna keep throwing stuff at the wall and see what happens. We're just gonna keep throwing stuff at the wall and see what happens. Delete this. Let's build. Okay, card creation tool, boom. Fire, arrow. Oh, I just realized I should probably have an error if there's no option selected, but that's all right. Still doesn't work. Okay. Goodness gracious. Assets. I guess maybe this just is not going to work. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. It's probably not going to work. I don't know why it wouldn't work, but maybe we've run into a limitation of the editor script here. I don't see any errors here now. Yeah, it's not loading that resource. Why would that not be loading that resource? Maybe the reflection is just not... Well, I don't know why that wouldn't work. Let's try this. We'll make the setter public. We're going to get rid of this timer here. Well, I don't know. Let's just say dupe.art is equal to resource loader.load there. I wonder if the reflection is breaking it. Probably not, but we're going to figure this out one way or another. If it doesn't work, then we'll just ignore it for now. Why is this still here? Delete. Okay. One more time. One more time, and then we'll actually move into the art here. Nope, it's not working. Okay. That's fine. We'll just ignore this for now. We'll just ignore this. Well, all my files are there, so I can just continue on. So now what I can do is I can open up a sprite here. And I can go into my... I already have it open, but we'll just go see here. Assets, card, fire arrow. So we've got the PNG and the A sprite there. I can open up the A sprite file. And there we go. We've got the background. I still need to set up the layers here, but... and the default palette, but I don't really know a good way of solving that, because basically what I'm doing to create the A sprite file is I'm just taking the PNG of the card here and just renaming the extension to .asprite, and that just works. Asprite files can open up a PNG that's been given a new Asprite extension. So yeah, it's very basic, but that's all right. Bam. I don't even know, is it, well, let's see. Do a fire arrow. I don't seem to have enough room for the actual fire. Okay. And now for the fire. Might move this down one more even, so we can create a bigger flame. Well, we'll see how that looks. We've got more room up here. I mean, that looks okay. I'll try a slightly different style though here. Let's try a different style. Give it some motion. Maybe that'll work. Oops. I suppose that works. I suppose that works. Well, it's all right. It's okay. You were setting the art to null, that might be the issue. Was I setting the art to null? I don't think so. I was trying to load the texture. Edit the editor script. Was I setting the art to null on line 110? Oh, I was. Oh. Oh, I see. All right, maybe we'll go back and fix that for the next card that I do. Maybe we'll go back and fix that. I think this is okay, though. Doesn't need to be perfect. Hello, Polaris. Welcome. Did you use an importer for Sprite assets, or did you export them into Godot? I don't really know. Yeah, I don't really see a reason for importing Sprite assets, because you can just do Control-Shift-Alt-S to export, and you just click export, and that creates the PNG for you, so which gets automatically imported into Godot. So yeah, I don't really see a point for using an Sprite importer. Maybe have the lave lean towards the left. Oh yeah, I think that's right. The flame, yeah. Maybe fletching, yep. It's a human card, right? Will there be a poison arrow for the player? There could be a poison arrow, yeah. We could definitely consider that. Okay. So we do this, export. We can put this in here. So yeah, if I was automatically loading that art, I would just overwrite the art then, and it would just automatically update there. Turn cooldown, let's do 7. Is enemy, is flippable, it's a weapon. Okay. So it's a 1x1 weapon. Now we can go into the fire arrow. fire arrow here. And I wanted to do a couple of things. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a fire. So var fire is equal to ability builder dot fire. Maybe 4, or let's do 5. But here's the other thing that I want to do. I want to make the arrow paralyze a card if there are multiple fire arrows on the board. So it's kind of like a volley, right? If there's multiple arrows coming at you, it could paralyze an enemy minion card. So how do I do that? I mean, I have the Corvid here. This uses conditional echo. I don't really want to do that. Query count provider. Yeah, so I think I just need this. Var query count provider is equal to new query count provider. Oh, this is going to be a little bit interesting, I think. Card type filter. So I have a little bit of an interesting issue here. If duplicated is conditional echo, set card type filter for card get type. So the problem is, if I make this, so I could do the query count provider dot query options is equal to, or dot card type filter. Is equal to type of fire arrow, but if this gets alchemized onto something else, this type filter needs to change. So I'm going to need to figure out how to do that. In any case, query directions entire board. Query options dot query directions equals board inventory component dot query directions dot entire board. Ability builder dot paralysis 2. Var conditional decorator is equal to new conditional ability decorator. Paralysis condition. Query count provider dot get value is greater than 0. Then we do the fire ability here, we do the query count provider there, and we do the conditional decorator there. So yeah, it's just a question of if this gets alchemized onto a different ability, this card type filter needs to change. But that's all right. We'll figure that out in a second. description function here. Oh wait, these need to be, yeah, so this needs to be fire composed, and then we're going to also create a new one. These need to be separate abilities. So get rid of that, get rid of this. Oops. Get rid of that. Paralysis composed. Okay, and then the fire here. This actually doesn't need to be here. And here we can do ability builder dot fire 5, and then paralysis composed here. Okay, so the description function here. I need to set the max targets. Max targets is being set. Oh, it's set to 1 by default. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do const int base paralysis duration is equal to 2. Base paralysis duration. Tier var scalar is equal to ability scalars dot make additive scalar 1. Oh, it already has an additive scalar. Oh, I see. Okay, that's fine. So actually what I need to do in here is just do paralysis.scale for tier. Oh, this is a little bit funky, but I think I can do this. Well, how do I do this? We'll just do this. X is paralysis. Okay. Goodness gracious. Return applies for paralysis base ability dot get magnitude 2 turns if the board contains multiple Nope, that's not gonna work. How did I do it for the Corvid? I don't understand. Contains multiple card name. Oh, I need the card name. Okay. I might need to change some stuff in here. To one random enemy minion card if the board contains multiple fire arrow cards. Yeah. So I need to actually get the name of the card and the type of the card in a different context. Oh, that's gonna be an interesting one. That's gonna be very interesting. Anyway, let's just try it out though. Can you create some more content on how you create YouTube videos? I could, yeah. Welcome, Sanjay, by the way. Hello, Mun. Welcome, welcome. Do you have a question? If you could, it's about background animation. Sure. Hello, Sam Studio. Welcome back. What am I sipping? It's water. Uh-huh. Which tool do you use to edit your videos? DaVinci Resolve. Hello, Alvaro. I wish I had 10% of your Godot knowledge. You just got to spend time in it, that's all. It's not magic. I don't have magical capabilities. I've just been using Godot for a very long time, so. That's it. I've been using Godot since like 2017, I think. C# is better experience overall? I think so, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna, when I'm working on the game, I can't every 30 seconds look at the chat. Sometimes I have to maintain a train of thought to actually get any work done, so. All the regular viewers know that sometimes I go several minutes without looking at the chat. Hello, Kaxmar. Art stream into pure code true combo. I have suffered this fate before. Yeah, I mean, I could just create a bunch of art, but I think part of creating the new cards is getting them functional, so. Can you explain why you use C# instead of GDScript? Yeah, it's just personal preference. Get all the extra structure from it, static typing and whatnot. Hello, Zeki, welcome back. Starved to death. Fire arrow fires an arrow. Fire sold separately, yeah. Call me John Cena the way I've been chilling. Thanks for asking. Hello, Blue Bulb. Welcome back. That is deep Godot lore. What's the deep Godot lore? So now I'm going to need to figure out... Oh, goodness. Oh, well, okay, that's fine. We'll go into the boss fight. So it should paralyze 2 of them, yeah. And it applied... Okay. That appears to be working. Now I have to figure out that issue. I don't know. I said this would be an art stream, so maybe I'll figure out that issue later. To do. Let's do this actually. On duplicate, need to change the card type filter as well as the card display name. I think I'm gonna have to change. Let me think. I might have to change how these are duplicated. Duplicate internal. I mean, I have this 4 card here, so I may just pass along that 4 card into the duplicate internal here. And then this ability factory will probably need to... Is that going to work? Yeah, I'll have to figure that out later. For now, we'll just leave it. Fire arrow. But the fire arrow works. And we could even test this. Oh, one thing I forgot to do is I forgot to set the notoriety regions. There we go. So if we go to the board configuration editor, game looks amazing. Great job. Thank you, Sanjay. Appreciate that. Deep Dungeon Godot, I guess, is a better explanation. Oh, yeah. Game is therapeutic. It is therapeutic to crush your enemies. So these are all the enemy cards that exist in the game currently. Let's go ahead and apply 4x4 with a... yeah, so we got some arrows now here. So you can see it's placing multiple arrows on the board, which is nice. Should produce multiple arrows in the vast majority of cases, I think. Yeah, 2 arrows there. 2 arrows on that one. Man, this game is starting to shape up. It's starting to shape up. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, look at that. If you... Oh my goodness. Wow. Hopefully you don't encounter that board in the real game. That looks wrong. I need to fix that too. Let me write that down. Okay, let's move on to another card here. Commit what I have. Should I fix the card creation tool since I was setting art to null here? I kind of want to do that. Let's just see if we can fix that real quick. Add fire arrow. Let me just fix the card creation tool. Gonna switch to C# just for multiple inheritance. Yeah, that would be nice. I'm assuming you're talking about like interfaces and whatnot. Hello, Vicious the End. Welcome back. Good to see you. Sets and interfaces, yeah. Watching your 2D Survivor course on Udemy. Awesome. How are you liking it, Dagon? Dagon's Taiku? I want to make an Isaac-like game. Yeah, it's very doable in Godot, very doable. Keep missing the Monday morning meetings we have in the group. So it's nice to see your game here. At least I'm bad at Mondays. Oh, that's all right. Yeah, it's great to have you here. Great to have you here for sure. I wonder how your art style is going to evolve in the coming years. I hope it gets better. That's the only thing that I hope for. How's your Godot color purple? I just changed some of the theme settings, and there's theme settings in the editor settings. Any synergy for an arrow that's next to an archer. I was thinking about doing that. I'm trying to avoid like making cards more powerful only when there's like another different specific card. I think I'm already kind of stretching that by saying if there's multiple arrows on the board, then it will do more damage. And the reason is I think that just kind of, well, I mean, I could do that, but I like to do my synergies at the tag level instead. So instead of saying like the arrow gains more power if it's next to a longbowman, or the longbowman gains more power if it's next to an arrow, I might instead say the longbowman gains more power if it's adjacent to a weapon, just generally, right? Because that just enables more interesting boards. Because if I have those very specific requirements, then it kind of like narrows down the context in which like a longbowman would be maximally useful, you know, which may be fun. I mean, I'm not opposed to experimenting with that, but I'm trying to keep it as generic as possible so there's a whole variety of different boards that synergize together. Game is gaming, yes indeed. Maybe add some fire damage to the archer if the arrow's next to it. Yeah, I could do that. 2 seconds of Googling. What is the algorithm, the board generator one? Oh my gosh, Emerson. It's wave function collapse. Insert, what is it, Bart Simpson mean? Say the line, Bart. It's a wave function collapse. Thank you. You're using wave function collapse for board generation? Yep. Yep. They got me. They got me. Okay, let's see if we could get this editor tool working correctly. So if I do this, set reflection art, resource loader dot load, texture 2D PNG path, var art dir exists equals dir access. What? I mean, I could just move this. There's no reason. I could just move this up here, I guess. And then I can overwrite the art down here. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, let's build this. This close to Halloween? What's that in reference to? Wave function collapse this close to Halloween? Okay, let's just do, I don't know, let's do a card creation tool, stream, test, WFC, wave function collapse. Okay, so it didn't work. So I probably need to do the weight in there again. Yeah, I think the problem is the resource loader doesn't work if the resource is not imported yet. So I want to just focus more on art here, so I'm gonna get rid of all this stuff. Oops, oops, oops. What am I doing? Here we go. We'll just deal with it for now. A playtest around Halloween would be nice thematically. Yeah, I think that's what I'm intending to do. At the end of October, I want to do another playtest for everyone. So anyway, but I do need to get more enemy cards in the game because the next playtest is going to involve all 3 of the regions, right? So in the first playtest, you just did the first boss and then it's over, right? The next playtest is going to be like the full game, like a full run, or at least a simulacrum of a full run. To give you more opportunities to upgrade, and also there's a bunch of new features, bunch of new balance changes and whatnot. I want to do a pumpkin patch for the villager faction, so I'm going to do that. How many lines of code do you think are present in the game? I just checked it the other day. I think it was like 35,000. 35,000 lines of code that I wrote. It's probably going to end up being around 100,000 when the game is finished, if I had to guess. Hello, Meep. Welcome. Good to see you. All right, I need to take a quick break very badly, but I will be right back in just a couple minutes, and we're going to create a pumpkin patch card because pumpkin patches are cool. So we're going to do that. I don't know what size the card is going to be. We'll figure it out. Anyway, BRB. Okay, I'm back. Very unreasonable thing to suggest, but it could be a good marketing video to do a Halloween event thing for Alchemortis. Community vote for a monster card or something. YouTube and TikToks to promote. Tic Tacs. Yeah, I need to get a handle on my marketing for sure. That would be a fun thing to do. That would definitely be a fun thing to do. All right, let's see card creation tool. Should we make the pumpkin patch? Let's see. I think it would be cool to do a 3x1 pumpkin patch. I don't know if that's going to work, but let's try it. Pumpkin patch. Create. So now I should be able to go into here. Pumpkin patch. Open this up. Very cool. Load default palette. Kerblam. Okay. I think this is going to be pretty fun. Let's do something interesting here. Let's see. Something like that. So there's like a pumpkin in the foreground over here. We'll do... We'll do one over here. Let's try to do a really small one. Oh gosh. Over there. I always do that. I always just like fill in the whole art on accident. Maybe we'll move this one over a little bit. Maybe we'll do like a very distant one over here if I can accomplish that. And this would have to be a darker color, generally speaking, I think. Oh man. Drawing small pumpkins is hard. Okay, I think this is going to look all right. The big thing here is... So yeah, we'll just do something like this. And then I'm going to do... What I want to do is draw a bunch of vines. Kind of behind all the pumpkins. Okay, so the basics are in place. Now let's try to do a bunch of vines and leaves and stuff. What do pumpkin leaves look like? I think they're pretty big, right? Let's see. I actually don't know what pumpkin leaves look like. Pumpkin leaf. Okay, they look like this. Good morning, Neozoid. Other than the rules for cards being the same region, does your wave function collapse have rules that allow for card ability synergies? Yes, yeah. That was the whole point of wave function collapse. So in the game, I have like a query system, which is used to detect like when synergies happen. And so the wave function collapse takes those query rules into account when it generates the boards. So yeah, definitely using the ability synergies in the wave function collapse for sure. I actually don't know how I'm going to do, how am I going to do vines? I'm just kind of drawing haphazardly right now. We'll figure out what the heck we're doing here in just a second. We'll change all the colors and whatnot too. Okay, I think that can look pretty decent. All right, I think that's looking pretty decent. So now we just got to do a bunch of coloring. Let's start with the pumpkins. Try to get at least some of this looking more pumpkin-esque, you know what I'm saying? Might even be able to use some highlights there. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, one pumpkin down. Let's do some more. There's another one. Can do that. Again, we'll do a little highlight there. Okay. Do this. I think that looks fine. Next one. This one looks kind of weird. This one looks kind of weird. I suppose that's fine, I don't know. We could do something like that. That's fine. I can create resources. Do you have a pixel art course? I do not know. They big. Emerson. Imagine sending your horde of zombies and skeletons and monsters to attack a village and get taken out by some inanimate pumpkins. Seriously. That would be a get good moment, I think. Hello, Defected Gaming. Do you do any dry in your code as the code, or is your code wet? Dry is don't repeat yourself and wet is write everything twice, but it can be more than twice. I mean, it highly depends on the context. Like, it depends. It's a judgment call. Like, is drying up the code going to improve productivity? Then yes, but I think you can definitely enter situations where you dry up the code just to dogmatically dry up the code, and it ends up just being a mess. It ends up being a whole lot of effort for either no payoff, or it makes your code harder to understand. So it's highly, contextual. But generally, yes, I try to not repeat myself, especially when it relates to the gameplay systems, because you want everything in your game when you're making the gameplay systems to function predictably, and you lose a lot of that predictability if you're doing similar or the same things in multiple different places in the code. So you definitely want to use dry when it makes sense. But I'm very much against like dogmatically applying principles, because then you can actually create a mess of your code base if you try to do everything perfectly too. Any plan to make the inventory bigger as an upgrade? I might. Redundancy sounds like a great way to get weirdness and glitches, yeah. Falling is one of the leading cause of injury for the elderly. You can definitely trip on pumpkins. Okay. I feel like it would be the leading cause of injury for like zombies and whatnot too. Like you trip, like, I don't know. I'm still waiting for them to replace WFC with KFC. Pumpkin should be a support card, perhaps heals. I was thinking heals, yeah. Applying enough burn on a board with Pumpkin Patch should give a Jack-o'-lantern card to the player just saying, ooh. Perfect opportunity for legendary Headless Horseman card. Ooh, Headless Horseman. Like my code Moist? That's funny. So this pumpkin, because it's in the background, it actually needs to have... It needs to be darker. But we'll still add like a little bit of a highlight there. And then this can probably be... Well, we'll keep it like that. That's fine. And then this plumpkin over here... We'll just do that. We'll add like one highlight pixel there. And we'll keep it... Yeah, we'll keep it like that, I think. I could probably add... Maybe I won't get super fancy with it. Actually, that looks okay, and then I can do this. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, now we gotta do the leaves and whatnot. I can probably do highlighting on the leaves as well. Yeah, that'll look good. The background vines here need to be a little bit darker. Okay. This giant omega leaf here. The giant omega leaf. Do I want to try to put some kind of... Maybe less is more in this case. Oops. Maybe less is more in that case. Okay, almost there. This one should probably just be darker generally because it's in the background. So we'll do this. Yeah, that's fine. Do this. I don't really know what's going on over here. That seems okay though. These are generally in the background as well. Okay, there's a little bit of an empty space here, so maybe I'll just plop another leaf here. This looks a little bit noisy here. Maybe I'll just remove that. Or put like one. Yeah, that'll work. All right, how do we feel? Pumpkin patch, yes? Yes or no? How's it going? It's going well. How are you doing, Yeet? Welcome, Big Z. What do you guys think? Good pumpkin patch? I actually really like how this turned out. I think this looks cool. I think it looks really cool. Now the tricksy part is I need to outline it. Oh wait, this leaf is too far up. This leaf is touching the border. We'll have to do that, I guess. That works. Okay. I'm just making sure that this is not messing up any of my art here. Okay, and then here I'm going to delete this. And then what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and add some extra pixels here. That's fine. Fill in some of the gaps. Is that a gap there? I guess it is a gap. Okay. Ship it. That looks better than I expected. Thank you. The big leaf seems more like a unique pumpkin. Yeah, maybe the big leaf is a little bit weird. but I like how it looks. The leaf in the middle is too round, looks like an apple. All right, all right, all right. You don't have to bully me. It's okay. Okay, maybe this looks better. Is that better or no? If you print that on a Band-Aid, it will be a pumpkin patch. Oh, that's nice. Looks pretty good, thank you. Thought it was a rogue melon. Beautiful pumpkins or tomatoes. They're pumpkins, they're pumpkins. Add a little shading stem main vein to middle leaf. Yeah, is it looking good now? Apparently it's considered terrorism to be an atheist. Oh. Sorry to hear that. I hope you have your bunker ready. Okay. Oops. Delete this. Okay, I think it's better now. Nothing wrong with a stray gourd in a patch. Okay. Let's go ahead and export this. What should the pumpkin patch do, everybody? What should the pumpkin patch do? This is a 3x1. Give it a 9-turn cooldown. Is enemy is flippable. This can be alchemical. I guess it'll just be alchemical. That's fine. Minimum notoriety region, maximum notoriety region. We'll make it go to regions 0 and 1. What is this card for? It's for the enemy. Yeah, it's for the enemy. It's the villager faction card. A villager faction card. I think healing is an obvious one. Do we want to make it do something else? I feel like you should have thought it what it would do before drawing. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that, because I think like a pumpkin patch is just a thematically cool item. I don't think I necessarily need to have abilities planned out before I draw thematically appropriate things. I think it can work either way. I can come up with an ability and find a card to match it, or I can create a card and find an ability to match it. I don't think that those things are necessarily too tightly related. Obviously, you want it to be somewhat thematically related, like a food item should probably heal, right? But yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Pumpkins explode. Headless Horseman's got to show up somehow. Yeah. Your profile pic looks like Pac-Man starring as a guest in Thomas the Tank Engine. Oh, that's for Zeki. That's funny. For your bigger games, do you do custom palette or do you grab from low spec? I'm using a low spec palette, yeah. So I grabbed the palette, and then even the style of this game, I had to do a bunch of drawing and experimenting to figure out like what works best. Project Swarm to adjacent cards and heals for 10. Gotta get everyone baking them pies. Project Swarm is an interesting one. Let me look at something real quick. Card statistics tool. The enemy card has 4 alchemicals. I'm thinking, what if it projects Swarm to alchemical cards? That would be kind of cool. Query target provider dot query options dot card tag filter is equal to card tag dot alchemical. Final order by random. That's fine. New ability projector, query target provider, projected ability swarm. Oh, this has to be a, so I can just do ability builder dot swarm. Do I need to, I think I need to put the query target provider in there as well. Do I need, hold on, where is this being used? This should be get cached targets. Yeah. Actually, I can just do get targets here. So this needs to have the query target provider and then ability projector. Scaling func. I actually don't know if I want to make this scale. Anyway. Oh, I should have just used this, I guess. Maybe I should have just done that. Swarm projector. Okay. Let's do a frog and a pumpkin patch. Let's see what happens. Gotta get everyone baking them pies. Swarm heal sounds like a neat idea. Patch adds a slow player minion turn randomly and heals the enemy board. The patch ensures the necromancer's minions on its ensnares the necromancer minions. Yeah, a slow would be cool. I kind of like both. Maybe I should just stack the pumpkin with like 3 different abilities. That pumpkin patch looks pretty good in game though. I like that. Where's a combat? Where's the combat encounters? So I put this here. Projects to adjacent alchemical cards. Swarm. Let's see what happens. Swarm executes one other card with Swarm when executed. It's applying 9. 3, 3. Oh yeah, that makes sense. So it's applying 9. The reason is because these projected abilities fall off after execution. So these frogs execute at the same time, but they both have Swarm. So what happens is one frog goes, it executes Swarm, triggers the other frog, but then Swarm drops off. And so when the second frog with Swarm goes, there is no other Swarm card remaining on the board. So it can get a little bit confusing when the cards go at the same time, but that's just how it works. It pumpkin patches up the enemy board. Gotta go. Have a good one, everyone. All right, thanks for joining, V. Always good to see you. Have we toyed with the idea of adding things to the player's board to stop specific placements? Pumpkin patch could add gourds to the player board. Yeah, the thing about that is that I don't know if that's going to work, because if your player board is already full, then it won't do anything. I think maybe the idea of like adding an item to your inventory that you can't sell would be interesting, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not really keen on the idea of like manipulating the player board outside of the player's control. I know that's a very common thing in like card games and stuff, to add like debuff cards to the board. But when are you planning to launch the game? Next year, early next year, hopefully. Is this the pro version of Copilot? No other extensions needed to make code completion decent. Yeah, I have a Copilot subscription, so. When designing the game's architecture, how much work did the AI do? Do you think you could do a similar job yourself without using it? Yeah, what I did for the most part was I used the AI to brainstorm architectural approaches. So I would say, hey, here's my requirements, here's everything I want to do. What approaches can I take to make a scalable and maintainable system? And the AI would give me like 4 or 5 different options as a response, and then I would have a conversation with the AI, like drill down deeper into several of the options. So I was mostly using it as like a rubber duck to figure out what a good approach for building my systems would be. But I built all the systems basically myself by hand. There's a couple of chunks of code that were made with like the AI agent, but that's mostly stuff around like grid operations, right? Like placing things on the grid correctly, or like querying things on the grid correctly. Things that are kind of like very logic heavy and otherwise kind of boring to write. I had the AI do that, but all the high level design stuff and implementation was me. It says art stream, but I come in and he's coding. Oh yeah. Welcome, Adaton. Good to see you. Typical programmer. Take art stream to mean card stream, right? I was in Ace, yeah. Look, I did a pumpkin patch, see? I did art. Is coding not an art, gang? I'm a firm believer that coding is an art. The Inspect UI looks good, thank you. Tool turned out really good. Appreciate everything you do, bro, but you have to redraw the frog. I know. The frog did not go that well. Yeah. Alabama Ren Fairs in 3 weeks. I haven't been to a Renaissance Fair in a couple years now. Never clicked that Ren meant Renaissance. Alright, I think I'm going to call the Plumpkin patch done. I still need to add the flavor text though. Alright, let's do another card. Actually, real quick, I want to do this. Back into coding. I really want to see if this works. Oops. Well, that'll work, I guess. What kind of card do we want to do next? So what are we missing? We need more relics for the enemy. We need more alchemicals for the enemy. We need more weapons and relics for the player. So basically weapons and relics for either the player or the enemy. I'm surprised I don't have that many relics for the enemy. A witch burning at the stake. Oh, goodness. That would be a cool one. A deer, crossbow. Crossbow could be cool. Mace, flail, halberd, pitchfork, bones of a saint, food ration, edict, golden eagle. Fax machine is short for facsimile machine. Fax machine should be short for archaic, ancient fossil that no longer exists. That's my opinion anyway, that's my opinion. I was looking for a piece of equipment I signed for called a facsimile and I had no idea it was my fax. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Show the options, please. We want a mace. What do you find as a relic? Is it just like knickknacks or old-timey things? Yeah, it could be that. Could be like a religious relic. It could be some kind of knickknack or old artifact, something like that. Hero sword for enemy relic. Hope blood, yeah. Need me a gallon of that. Let's see. I don't know. Oh, I already did this. We can delete that. Village Elder. How about a card that gives you blood either slowly and passively or triggered by damage heal or whatever? Could do something like that. Maybe like a tapestry could be cool. Tapestry. So for player cards, I need weapons and relics as well. Vampire bats, angel statue. I have an idol here. Maybe it'll be easier just to do a weapon since we have plenty of weapon ideas. I'm thinking maybe a crossbow or a mace. Somebody said mace. Mace could be cool. Let's just do a mace. We'll see how well this works. For player weapons, you could create spells. Oh yeah, it could be a spell. Yeah. What should the mace be? I guess a 1x2 would make sense. Layla's mace but cooler. I could do both. I can do both, that's for sure. Enemies that whip themselves to appease. The whip damages the enemy board but ups minion strength. Some hits may give the player blood. That's cool. Maybe cards that are more like spells, Black Fog or Death Miasma. Yeah. That's a good idea. All right, let's do this. Let's just do a mace real quick. Hopefully I can do it. Let's see if it worked. Oh, nice. It put the art in there. Very cool, very cool. I should also make it change the dimensions, but that's all right. Enemy card. This is a weapon. Minimum notoriety region 1. Okay, let's go to open file now. Okay, I mean, maybe we'll just make it the classic, like Morning Star, you know? I actually don't know how I'm gonna do that. What the heck? I'm just gonna cheat. I'm just gonna cheat. We'll do the colors in a second here. If only I could be so grossly incandescent. I'm off to battle the VA. Have a great day. All right, thanks, Asymmetrics. Thanks for joining. Always good to have you here. Dark Souls at least taught me the word miasma, yeah. What are you drawing and how big is the card? It's I'm drawing a mace and it's a 1x2 card. In terms of the pixels, it's 12 by 30. Does this world have people that are not humans like elves and dwarves and stuff? I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. But maybe. Decreases the enemy's damage but increases the crit chance and crit damage. If their damage is 0, give the player blood instead. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, something like that. Something like that would work. I think this is really going to be made by the shading, so we're gonna see what we can do about that. Maybe we'll also do some kind of wrap or something here. All right. I don't know about that pixel up there. I mean, I could just move this down, maybe. I think that looks okay. I don't know. Mace could do massive damage to preserve since they were used to break through armor. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. How am I doing? I'm doing well. How are you doing? Thematic and simple, I like it. Does the player have a Clippy-like familiar? No, not yet. I love it. IDK about the bit at the top. Yeah, I don't know either. Maybe I'll just get rid of this. I think it... Why can't I do this? I think it pretty much communicates the fact that it's a mace without all that stuff. Oops. I did it wrong. Okay. Maybe we'll just leave it like that then. Just a big old morning star. That's probably what I'll call it too. I'll just call it a morning star. Okay. So this is going to be a little bit interesting. So we want to deal damage. Maybe we'll deal extra damage if they're shielding. Or no, maybe it could be a guaranteed critical strike. Guaranteed critical strike if there's shield, right? Maybe something like that could work. Now the question is, how in the world is that going to work? I don't know. All these cards are too difficult to make. No, they're not too difficult. I should be able to do it. So we need damage with a guaranteed critical strike. I don't even know how to do that. I think the way that I would do it is I would, in a roundabout way, I would give myself a 100% crit chance as a buff. What the heck? Okay. Status provider is equal to new status provider. For target board equals true. Var conditional buff is equal to new conditional ability decorator. Critical chance buff. Int duration 1. Magnitude is 1? Or no, 100. Okay, the condition now is going to be status provider dot get statuses dot any s is shield status. Maybe I don't want to do this. This is an iBoard queryable. Do I need to add a self query option into here? The problem is I don't have a way of buffing myself yet in the game, or buffing the card that's casting the buff. So I need to add that somehow. What statuses are available at the moment, as in poison, stun, etc.? Poison, paralysis. Well, statuses are a different thing than buffs, but there's poison, fire, shield, bleed, necrosis. And then buffs and debuffs are paralysis, exhausted, critical chance buff. There's a miss chance debuff, a blind is what it's called. I think that's the whole list. I might be forgetting one or two things. I wonder if I should just put a self-targeting in here. How am I going to do this? I mean, that makes the most sense to me, I suppose. I think the easiest way to do this is going to be to do this. Public bool include self. Then inside of this query here, I don't know. If query options dot include self, result is equal to result, or no, I can just do result dot add for card. I don't know. Maybe that'll work. So now my mace here. Critical buff dot query options dot include self equals true. Critical buff dot query options dot query directions is equal to board inventory component dot query directions. None. Kind of weird, but I guess that would work. So we add the conditional buff there. Composed here, ability builder dot damage 12. I guess there really wouldn't be a scaling function here either. If enemy board has shield, gain 100% critical chance. Something like that. I don't know. Let's see if it works. Generate a training dummy. We're going to turn down the turn cooldown of this training dummy to 6 just to be more reasonable. We'll do heal and shield. All right, let's see what happens. Oops, I left this message on too long. Could just increase the damage of the player as preserve applied. Yeah. Your video editor tool is super good. Oh, nice. I'm glad you liked it. Very informative, succinct, well structured. Thanks for making it. You're welcome. The crit idea is cooler though. I'm going to give it a high crit multiplier too. Wish everyone in the chat a pleasant day. Thank you, Kanik. Thank you, thank you. Morning Star. If an enemy board has shield, gain 100% critical chance, deal 12 damage. Let's see what happens. It didn't work. Uh-oh. Let's see if this is even working here. I have a feeling it's the self-buffing that's not working, but... I may just get rid of this query stuff and just do like a self-buff applicator or something. Do I have a buff applicator? I do. Interesting. I may be able to take a different approach to this. So let's just see if this is even working first. Should probably say preserve instead of shield. Oh, right. You're right, you're right. I'm gonna watch the, let's see. Oh, it's false here. False. Okay, so the status provider is not even working. That's probably why. Right, because I forgot to add the status provider to the execution list. That would be why. Okay, let's try it again. Egads, it broke. Okay, I don't know why that's happening. Let's just restart. Boom, 18. Boom, 18. Boom, 18. So the Morning Star is critting every single time now. So that did actually work. Very cool, very cool. So now what I'll do is I'm going to do this. We'll go to my mace here. I'm going to give it a ridiculously high crit multiplier at base. I think this is the highest critical multiplier in the entire game now. So it's going to deal basically 3x damage to anything that has shielding. The default crit multiplier is 1.5, so that's why it was doing 18 in damage instead of 12. And we have the preserve icon, yes. Yeah, it has a crit multiplier of 3 here. Now I want to remove that grid indicator if it's just targeting itself. Bam, 36. Bam, 36. Bam, 36. Bam, 36. So basically it's applying a critical chance buff to itself and immediately using that buff. So it's just all happening in one go. Nice. Cool. So I think we can call the mace done here. Get rid of this gd.print here. Cool. Looks great. Thank you. I definitely want to alchemize that onto certain other things like the giant squid. Yeah, I need to find a way of allowing the player to sometimes get enemy cards and use them. I think that would be really cool. This is going to annihilate the player. It might, yeah. Love the card info. Looks so much better than the first playtest. Well done. Thank you. Yeah, I think it looks great. Slowly but surely, the game is improving. Slowly but surely. Okay, that's going to be it for the stream today. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for being here. So what did we do? We got 3 cards done. Is that right? We did a fire arrow and a pumpkin patch. We did a fire arrow and pumpkin patch. And a mace. So got 3 cards done in a couple hours. That's pretty good. So anyway, thanks again everyone for watching. Thank you for being here. Again, if you're interested, you can wishlist Alchemortis on Steam. We're gonna aim to do another play test at the end of this month with all the new stuff that you can play with. So lots of stuff to do still, but yeah, I hope that it goes well. And you can also support me on Patreon, join the Discord, all of that good stuff. All right, that's it. I'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Hope you all have a good day. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.